Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, Jon here today in a little more casual setting here today. I got my flag back there, a hat, some books. This is a little studio setup I have here, and if you're watching this broadcast on YouTube, thank you for tuning in, and of course my favorite peeps on the Media and Marketing Podcast. This is where really my attempt is to remove the chaos in your business and help you master one skill, one particular skill, and get really, really good at it and really, really drill down. And in fact, today I'm going to talk about the topic that we're leading into this week. We're going to talk a lot about copywriting and messaging, which is, of course, a never-ending game in the online game and really advertising and marketing in general. You want to have a very clear message that speaks to a targeted audience, your audience, a buying audience more typically, but we know about the customer journey, right? You can't just put one message out there all the time. You got to vary it. The market changes, your competitors change. But of course, you have the concept of cold traffic, cold audience as you move forward. The idea that getting to know you a little bit better now, right? This is a cool thing that we would call that sort of a middle of the funnel. So top of funnel, middle of the funnel. And then bottom of the funnel is where they're warm, they're hot, they are really ready to go and ready to buy from you. So how do we sort of change these messages and how do we think about that? We're going to learn more about it this week. We have a big copywriter coming on the show tomorrow. So you'll learn how hundreds of millions of dollars are sold online with copywriting techniques and strategies to help. So I'm super pumped for that. But I thought I'd give you a little teaser here today and share some things from some popular blog posts that we've put out there on the site at chaosmap.com. And by the way, I talked about mastering this one skill. If you go to masteroneskill.com, there's a quick calendar there. You can set up a 15-minute appointment with myself or one of my experts at the firm, and we'll share with you some of the strategies we're using and also ask you a few questions to see how we can help you. So that's masteroneskill.com. Now, let's dig into this. I want to show you the blog post that I'm referring to, and we're just going to go out and share the screen here. All right. And you've heard this expression before, right? The idea that if you want to sell something, you want to be very clear on the benefit, but also the benefit of the benefit, right? It goes a little deeper. And so here I've just shown you a quick screenshot of a image I found online. I didn't want to spend too much time here. We're going a little more casual today. But how to sell more online? Well, sell the whole, not the drill, right? You've heard that before. It's a very interesting and kind of simple concept, but it can get rather complex as you start to dig in here. So let me actually share with you that particular blog post, and it was written actually for doctors and chiropractors about Facebook advertising and how we drive traffic to them, and that's really specifically lead generation, right? So let me actually move this out here a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to move it right about there. And so what we're going to do is I'm actually moving some things around on my end. Don't mind me. Here we are. The idea and the topic for today is this sentence: if somebody's looking for a mattress, don't sell them a mattress. People are looking for a better night's sleep. So instead of focusing on the what, focus on the why. And this post, you can find it out there. Actually, if you just type into Google Facebook ads for chiropractors, I think we're number 4 right there on the Google front page. Good old SEO, right? But this particular post is very popular, obviously for chiropractors and doctors, as I mentioned, but also we see traffic coming in broadly because we talk about really that marketing and messaging, although specific to each niche and should vary, as I mentioned, through that funnel or through that customer journey, the overall concepts here apply across any business. And you also probably have heard this before if you're a consultant, coach, or somebody out in the marketplace where you're helping other businesses grow. My business is different, they say, right? Well, yes, that's true, right? I mean, we have just, tens of thousands, millions of businesses. I have not counted it. And the varied nature of that is fine. In fact, that's what makes up just a huge amount of growth for so many businesses around the world. But the messaging, the idea that you have a core concept here is definitely true. And so what we know from just understanding human psychology and human nature is that we really react to some very specific things in business and in life. And if you look at this chart here, we talk about the wants, the frustrations, the fears, the aspirations. We tend to move away from frustrations and fears, right? That can be a very positive motivator for somebody to take action. We're going to hear, as I said, a lot more about this during this week. But this chart, I'm going to make this downloadable under this broadcast so that you can get to it on YouTube or on the podcast or elsewhere that we publish this. And by the way, if you want to master this and learn more about it, just go to masteroneskill.com and you'll get a calendar there, and you can pick a time that works for you, and we'll connect there. Masteroneskill.com. Now, one of the things that we talk about here to kind of position yourself and your brand, as I'm sort of scrolling through here, is a chart that we have seen used out in the marketplace. And Dan Kennedy, good old Dan Kennedy, great marketer and business entrepreneur. If you haven't followed him, you want to check this out. It's the expert chart, right? You want to serve these levels as you move up the pyramid, starting with sort of a generalist approach at the bottom. We all have to start somewhere, right? Then you move to a specialist level, authority level above that, which is really where it gets very exciting. That's sort of the green line as I put here. Then the celebrity, and ultimately celebrity or authority status. This is where, we saw, of course, Kylie Jenner become the youngest at 21 now, I think, billionaire in the world. Well, that would be considered a celebrity authority, right? So she could literally just put out a bottle of water with a label on it and say, hey, this is going to be $10. Go ahead and add to cart, right? So the power of that is not to be underestimated. Now, this takes a while, right? This is not overnight. The classic 10,000 hours concept come to mind here. You got to really become not only great or good or excellent at this and what you do, but in your business, you should consider this idea that you move up the ladders in terms of not only expertness, but authority, celebrity, and a high-level status within that. So just want to share that with you. And as I've put here in the blog post, a short, you've seen this in my previous broadcast, but it's a short funnel that talks about the simplicity of traffic into this. So we're going to hear, as I mentioned, more about the messaging concepts and the strategies that go into this, but the idea that you have a targeted audience, which you can easily find through the hyper-targeting engine of Facebook, that you drive that to a landing page, and that you have a call to action on it. It's pretty simple, right? Most people understand that. Well, there's logic now that happens. Either they move forward in the funnel or they exit. You have the ability to do an exit pop. Hey, wait, don't miss this. And it'll still try and entice them to move forward by entering their name and email. And so you got them there, which you provide ultimate service. We don't want to sort of squeeze anybody into something that is not high integrity and high value. So that's, I'm assuming that's the same for you in your business. And of course, on the other side here, if they move forward, they're going to get a thank you page or maybe a confirmation page with a nice video and here's what to expect next. And of course, now they have moved into your CRM, your email backend for nurturing. So traditional sort of, traffic to page to nurture framework. And, this can be done for Facebook. This can be done for, AdWords, any traffic source that you would like to utilize. Well, you can certainly do that there. So, I'm talking often about Facebook on these posts because such a powerful platform, and everybody and their mother is on that thing, right? So we want to also be able to present ourselves in the best manner possible, just like I am here on this live post here, and you can see my little screen pop up there, and let me actually move this down here. So basically, what we're doing is we're saying a strong message to a strong audience within a framework of not just pushing for the sale, right? Sell them the solution, the benefit of the benefit. As we talked about at the top, it's not about the drill, it's about the hole, it's about the results, the mattress, sure, but really what I'm looking for is a good night's sleep. So that's what we're doing there. And on this same blog post, you can see that we've set up some infographics for you where we show you really leverage points out the gate that you should be considering in terms of getting not only that traffic, as I said, but getting that targeting in place. So if you have an email list, we actually are working with a client right now here in California. They have about 30,000 on their email list, very targeted actually. They are all pretty much buyers. Well, then we upload that into Facebook, as you can see here. So that's step one, right? Then you want to set up a retargeting capability from that to create what's called a custom audience from visitors to your website. That's a great way to go. So you got the email, you got the website visitors, you got the third step here, lookalike from the emails, right? So it's a little colder, but that's essentially what you can do there. Same thing, lookalike for your website, and then of course broadly interest targeting. So those are typically, cold audiences, which is, the left side of the spectrum, as I mentioned earlier, in terms of allowing the, the traffic journey to happen from cold to warm to hot, right? So what really only matters in the business here overall is leads, conversions, and checkouts. I put here on this blog post. And that is true. That is the results. That's the whole. That's the actually good night's sleep. The ultimate good night's sleep is conversions, right? It's sales. And as you also have heard me talk about, there's a lot of, flashy images all over the internet, especially in forums where they talk about return on ad spend and, 10x ROAS, right? Well, that's excellent, if that's entirely true, because you got to look at the long-term picture here, which is the entire experience from, first click to customer lifetime value, right? Now, there's a lot of math and psychology that goes into this, and we talk about this. In fact, if you'd like to learn more, you can just go to masteroneskill.com. I'll put that underneath the URL here as well, or underneath the post. But we can teach you and show you some of this and how that works. One of the key issues that we find often is attribution points. Talk a lot about the cost per click and the CPMs, the CTRs, or relevancy scores. A lot of factors on the top line metrics, which, yes, they do count into the overall discussion. But really, we're mostly interested about what does that look like in terms of ROI, return on investment, right? Because ultimately, that's where your growth and your opportunities for business scaling can happen, understanding the full spectrum. And you can go to this blog post, as I said, just go to Facebook ads for chiropractors. You'll see it out there for chaosmap.com, where we actually show you the campaign structures. We show you the workflow. We also share sort of the idea that you are addressing a pain point, in sort of position A, and then you step them through the bridge or over the bridge to success and to results on the other side, right? So this is, and then we get into some of these pixel codes and how you install it and why you should install it and how you track all of that. We talk about, considerations for multiple funnels, from just a straight up funnel that we showed you, the branding and positioning in terms of public relations, list building. We talked a little bit about Facebook targeting, talked a little bit about landing pages. I actually have another broadcast here earlier, a few episodes back, that gives you a very detailed breakdown of what those landing pages should look like. This week, we're going to talk more about copywriting. We have, as I mentioned, a big copywriter coming on tomorrow, kind of keeping that secret for now, but very, very exciting. And, of course, the discussion around automation and getting your emails to rock and roll in the back end. They're not dead, but they certainly have gone down in terms of interest, right? Back in the AOL days, you got mail. Were you excited about that? Sure. Now, not so much. Now we're talking about other strategies, including direct messaging or messaging like Facebook Messenger, right? That's for another post. So ultimately, what I wanted to just address here today in this broadcast is the idea that so many try to go for the sale out the gate, right? it's a harder and harder situation to get into. People are much smarter today. Somebody had said that there was I think that was from TNC San Diego, actually. Ryan Dice talked about the first banner ad that was out there, was bought from AT&T, and it had some 70% click-through rate, right? Insane. Now, you're lucky if you can get, half of 1% or less, right? So what does that mean? Well, it means that your continuous work in terms of the targeting, the messaging, obviously the bid strategy. So all the things we've sort of covered here today, all of this matters, right? But if you sort of strip it away, and you start thinking about, the customer journey, where am I? Who am I addressing? Why? What is it, right? And then specifically, what am I doing in terms of offering the benefit to the benefit, writing a little bit deeper and more connected with your audience in terms of offering them real results. Well, now you're getting somewhere, right? This is what we call strategic marketing, strategic messaging, and really also just simply trying to really add a lot of goodwill and value to the marketplace. This is something that you can never lose on. And then, as you start to build up this equity and this trust, we know about the know, like, and trust factors, right? But as you build up this equity, now you can present them with additional advertising and content that supports that journey from cold to warm to hot, which is the buyer-centric persons or people or groups of people that you really want to help out. And then, of course, after the fact, you want to continue that nurturing and also helping them so that they become advocates and really disciples, if I can use that word, for you, and spread the word and spread the goodwill. And your brand gets recognized for all of that, right? That's basically what a brand is about. It's your reputation. So let me see if I can now switch back over here, guys and gals. I have just bought this new software, and it is awesome. I've been testing it. You may have seen it on previous presentations, but it's really cool. But today I figured I'd just come here from the local back office here in Los Angeles and present this quick presentation for you. And once again, I really, really appreciate you all coming in here today. And if you like this, please comment and share on this. Because, of course, spreading the word out there is all what we're all about in terms of trying to help. So I just want to thank you again for all of the things that you do and following me and us here. And if you'd like help with this, just go to masteroneskill.com, masteroneskill.com, and you'll get a calendar there. And if you have any questions, hey, there's no sales pitch or weird pressure or shenanigans going on. We'll just jump on there and see if we can help you out. If not, maybe we can refer you to somebody. We have a large network of professionals. So this is all good in my mind, and I hope you like it. And I'll see you soon. Jon out.